morning.
Is it morning? Is it good?
I have no complaints so far.
Day's still early.
Only been awake for like 2 hours, so.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Theo Vaughn before we get going.
To Theo Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Theo?
What's up? We are his number one brother or sister podcast, sibling
Absolutely.
podcast. Yeah,
Absolutely.
if he listened to us.
Yeah, if he actually knew we existed.
Yeah, if he knew this podcast was a thing, there's probably a good chance that he would put us in his top 100 podcasts if he had a top 100 podcast list.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt.
Yeah.
No
Very
doubt.
likely there's a strong possibility.
Yes.
So we thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Theo. We appreciate the support.
And on another note, I think I saw something I shouldn't have seen.
What's that?
I think I saw a stealth helicopter, one of those classified stealth helicopters.
Wow, where?
Over my town. Friday
Where
night.
were you? What were you doing outside?
I was outside eating Mexican with some of my buddies.
Wait, you were okay, say that again. What were you doing?
So me and my buddies were outside at a Mexican restaurant, and they have outside seating, and the weather's been perfect here lately.
It has, yeah.
So we were sitting outside, and my back's to the road and street and like the sky above us, whatever, and we're laughing about whatever. And one of my buddies goes, "Hey man, what's that?" I turn around and you could see these weird little lights in the sky. There's 5 of them. It's like two little lights, then one, and then 2. And they're all pretty close together. They were the weirdest part of it is like they were really bright, but they didn't illuminate anything. You know what I mean? Like if you so the light I have going on over here is from a light, right? And it's bouncing off the wall and coming back.
Right.
They didn't do that. It didn't light up the ground. And the thing is, it was probably only 300 feet in the sky. Okay. 400 feet in the sky. It was not high. This was not high at all. And it was dark. It's about 9:15. And
was it making noise?
Did you hear? Crazy. This is the crazy. So a helicopter at that low that's all you're going to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, they're 1,000 feet in the sky. You hear, whoa, 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 whoa. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. No, I didn't hear shit. In fact, all we did was see these lights coming towards us. And as the lights coming towards us, and we're all watching out, other people are like stopping and staring. And you could hear whoop, 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 whoop. And then it got over us, but it didn't get any louder. It was still going whoop, whoop, whoop. And then as soon as it got past us, like just a little bit past us, you heard it go whoop, and it stopped. And if we could just watch the lights go off, like not that much higher than the trees, go off. And again, the bright lights on the bottom, you couldn't really make out the size of like what it actually looked like, but you could kind of see the rotor blades against the night sky. But as it was going over the trees, like those lights didn't illuminate any of the trees. It just kind of kept going.
That's pretty cool. That's like lights, movie stuff.
Yeah, the lights weren't lighting anything up.
Yeah.
But it was like
about how big was it? Like the size of a house? Like the size of a normal helicopter? Bigger?
No, bigger, like a military Black Hawk. I think it was probably bigger than that. As best as I can guesstimate, again, the lights kind of made it hard, but judging by those panels and whatnot, I'd say it's about like that. Because we see stuff like that over the house. You see those kinds, and those things, damn. You know what I mean? Like you hear them.
Yeah.
You know? So
that's really neat. I wonder what they were doing there.
Testing. So I called my buddy in Alabama who contracts for interesting agencies down there. And I told him what I saw, and he started laughing. He's like, "I've seen the same thing." He said, "Not with the lights on the bottom." He said, "But I've seen the same thing. And I've heard it." And he described the sound because it's a pretty distinct sound that it makes that I'm not relaying here. And I was like, yeah. I was like, the other thing is, like, when it went over, it was you felt it. Like, you felt it when it went overhead. Like, it was...
Like the vibration of it?
No. Like, no. Not like a pressure, but like, it made you feel unsettled. It made you feel uncomfortable. It made you feel nervous. And then he said, maybe they weren't testing the helicopter. Maybe they were testing the lights.
Oh.
Got to go fly over a population center.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Was there any other activity in the sky that night? Anything else?
No. We were all like, let's pay our check and get out of here. Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah. Can we move inside?
Yeah, like I don't like this anymore. It was an interesting time of night for it to do it. And about that time of night, my downtown's there's plenty of people out. You know, there's things that are open. There's restaurants downtown. There's things going on, and we're pretty far off the beaten path. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We've seen weird things in the sky before. I mean, that's for certain.
Yeah. Well, again, your location too.
Oh yeah. We're where I'm very near the Oak Ridge Labs. So yeah, it was creepy, man. It was creepy, and just to be silent and just moving through the air. And the thing is, if those lights hadn't been on it, we would have never noticed. The traffic on the highway was louder. We had to really be listening to hear it.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, the trucks going by and stuff, they're way louder. Like, if it hadn't had lights on, we would not have seen it.
Never seen anything like that before?
Like that? No. Like that.
Because I know you've seen a lot of stuff.
Well, yeah, you just live around here. Yeah, you just throw on the night vision and look at the sky at night, and you're like, "What's going on up there?" You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that should be moving. Like, what's it doing? Did it stop? You know. So you never know. You know, it is what it is. But that was, I think it bothered me so much because I know like helicopters are loud. I understand. Excuse me. At least all physics behind how the lift and stabilization. But that comes with sound. How are you eliminating the sound and keeping that lift?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, propeller-driven prop planes in the air can be, 1,000 feet up, 2,000 feet up. You hear it going. Yeah. So this thing's just above the tree lines a bit. You know what I mean?
They say we have that technology. They're just not open about it,
Yeah. So they say that, like, who knows what they do or don't have in regards to things like that. But it was pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting seeing something like that. That just defied my understanding and common references of what helicopter should be. But it's big. It was big boy.
It's sort of it's not surprising that they can do that, especially with all the talk everywhere. It's bouncing around everywhere right now about the government breeding superhumans, super alien humans. It's
yeah.
kind of crazy.
What if they're not the ones breeding it?
What does that mean? It means the aliens are the one they're using us.
I don't know that so like this is the thing, Alien. If you listen to any of them actually talk about it, like they're talking about the declassified stuff. Nobody's talking about things from another world. Everybody says transdimensional, interdimensional, and you'll hear them reference, I don't know, it's kind of like demons or something. And then they let it go and go on and start talking about these craft. I think they feed the narrative to try and keep us comfortable with the idea that it comes from somewhere else. What if it's right here alongside us, trying to get to us? It always has been.
It makes more sense, honestly. I mean,
it's everything's just nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, maybe this is.
Dude, that's 3.
That's
3. Yeah, that's 3 ons.
I have kids. They run me ragged. It's so like in the observable universe, we don't know where we are. If you believe the world's round and the universe exists, we don't know where we are because we can only see everything from our perspective and we can't see the ends.
Yeah.
So that means it's so unbelievably big. We don't actually know where we are. We don't have descriptive terms.
Which really messes with your mind. Like I remember as a kid learning that, the universe was, infinite. It just kept going and going. And that made my stomach sick as a kid.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they don't even have proof that it's infinite.
Well, that's what they told us, and as a kid, we believed what we were told because we didn't know any different yet.
They told you the world was round.
I told you the world was
round. No, nobody told me much in school. I was that kid. Nobody wanted to. All the teachers.
I was a kid in the back of the class because I wouldn't shut the fuck up. I got put in the back or the very front of every class, and when I say back by the teacher's desk. Up front, if a teacher was always up front, then I got put up front because I talked too much. Dude, I saw it. I'm about to reach through and slap you.
I'm working on it. I don't know what's going on.
You feeling okay?
Just an itchy eye. Just tired.
Okay.
Yeah. But we don't know where we are in that position in the universe. If that model's accurate, if that model holds, and we're just going on the trust. Like that's the craziest part is like everything they tell us, we just trust.
I mean, you can take that to a much smaller model. I mean, we're talking about the universe. Take it just to the planet Earth. How many different maps are there of actual sizes in relation to another countries in relation to another country? It's all bullshit. Like,
Yes.
it just none of it makes any sense.
Do you know which continental United of the United States of America, which one of our states is the closest to Africa?
Would it be California or would it be Florida? I don't know.
It's Maine.
Maine is the closest to Africa. See, that doesn't make any sense. That's
It
Northwest.
does.
That doesn't make any sense.
It does depend on the model you're looking at and you're thinking about. So that's how broken everything is. You know what I mean? Like everything's a lie.
I think it becomes a little bit clearer to understand how misrepresented everything is the more you actually travel and you fly. Because then you're actually on planes and you're seeing flight patterns, or you have layovers in places that don't make any sense, or you're watching the flat
Earth.
The flight pattern. They're onto something when it comes to being on a plane with the flight patterns, because they line up with their maps, not with the ones that we are shown. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I'm a flat earther at all. I'm just saying that the proof is in the pudding a little bit when it comes to this. And I've been on many flights where I'm watching it going, why are we going all the way that way when we're going that way? That doesn't make any sense. Why are we going north when we're actually going west? Like, I don't know.
Well, you're going around a globe. This is the thing. So I don't know that I think that the earth is flat. I don't. I'll be honest. I don't. I like to tease about it because I think it's fun. Although I think that they get a lot of hate. And I think the reason they get a hate is they're asking a question, or they're potentially exposing a question nobody wants exposed. Nobody wants to talk about. It goes back to what's that?
All of this could be solved if the astronauts would have just turned their cell phones around and showed us what they could see of Earth through the window.
The best thing is they're like filming the astronauts, and it's like all 5 or 6 of them or whatever it is. Whatever it's the exact number, it's in the frame, and then the camera turns towards Earth,
and you're like, who's doing that?
Who's filming?
Who's doing that? Who just perfectly turned that and aimed it?
Do you know what the worst part is? All the pictures they showed of Earth were the same ones they used in 1969. It's the same cloud cover.
I bet they're
the same continent.
That doesn't make sense.
The best one was the one they took 2 pictures 12 hours apart. It's the exact same view.
I mean, AI can come up with something better than that.
No, I mean that's kind of the flaws of AI, right? It's pulling from what's out there, so everything's gonna look like it's from 69. And they're doing live updates on Instagram. They have Wi-Fi in space, but I dropped my call in the Dollar General. You know what I mean? I saw some lady argue that. She's like, I lose my call in the Dollar General. So, but you got Wi-Fi in space?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, she's got a point.
Just it's like we're all supposed to take common sense and throw it out the window and just believe what we're told. And that's not the time that we live in anymore. It's not. There's too much information out there. There's just, it doesn't work that way anymore.
It's not even that it's too much information. It's, we know it's nonsense. I think we've always known it's nonsense.
Not everybody, Bubba. Some people really, I have, okay, and I kind of feel safe to say it here because I'm pretty sure that my friends don't actually listen to this, but I do have some friends that they will go to bat about the moon landing back in 69. I don't bring it up. We don't talk about the fact that you and I have a conspiracy podcast because I'm not sure we would all be friends anymore because we come from different points of view on this, but they're very adamant in their belief, and I love them and I respect that they feel the way they do. That's fine. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah. You respect
I don't call
their
it that.
delusion.
Out of respect, I don't call it that.
Yeah, no, they're playing Fantasyland. It's okay. I play Fantasyland with my kids all the time.
But they're just, it's like they're good old boys who grew up believing their dads who were good old boys who believed, and it's, it goes against, it changes too much of their history to all of a sudden believe that this is not real. And I respect it. I understand it. I'm not trying to poke holes there. That's why I don't talk about it or bring it up with people. But there are a lot of people like that just, they're not willing to see what's right in front of them, to see what's so obvious.
Yes. Mm-hmm. No, it's very much the movie They Live. Where they put the glasses on and they see all these people are aliens and that we're all controlled and they keep people asleep and they keep us competing with each other and it's all a deception and a lie and they're actually monsters, that are coming from some other realm, some other world, that are teleporting in here through portals. And they have these open stargates they go back and forth through. And it's all to manipulate mankind. And then they make allies with man and we sell each other out to get a little more money or to get ahead or to get position. Yeah, it's They Live. They Live. And I get that. Like, so I talked to my buddy last night who works down there. And again, one of the companies he contracts with is NASA.
It's crazy.
And I was like, so what's the thing on the moon? And he's like, it's gotten serious. It's like the conversations have gotten, there's a lot of people like, man, you knew nothing working is going anywhere. And other people like, oh man, we're helping build. Like, I told him, I sent him a clip from They Live where he's putting the glasses on and sees them, put them back, sees them. He's like, some of the guys are just like, you don't just do a moon launch like that. Like, no, like the guys that are just running the problems in their heads who can do the math. They're like, this isn't right. And then the other ones who are just willing to take that out and set it aside and just have faith towards the project and move forward. I think, there's some envy in that to be able to be that kind of blind.
To be that delusional.
Sleep better.
It really is. It's insane. It's the whole thing is crazy. It just all of a sudden out of nowhere. I actually and it might have been a video that you sent me because I was trying to catch up on some stuff before the show, but being honest,
I go heavy with the videos.
Yeah, no, I think I had 19 new videos from you over the last 2 days or something.
When I sit down and go poop,
I love it.
And I'm like, I'm going to send her that one. And here lately, my algorithm's been pretty on point.
Yep. A lot of times I've already seen, some of them, but some of them I haven't. So I appreciate it. But anyway, so I was trying to catch up on some of that this morning. And what about the guy that works for NASA that was, up there doing a speech and just blatantly just said, yeah, well, this is the first time we've ever been to the moon. So we're really excited about blah, blah, blah. And everybody went, oh, he just said that out loud.
Did you see the astronaut who's also an actress?
Oh, yeah. Who's been in Mad Max? And yes. Oh, and there's another conspiracy. What was it? The movie Fly Me to the Moon that same actress had something to do with. The storyline in there was about a ship called the Artemis going to the moon that never actually made it. Dude, you might need to go take a nap.
I know, right? It's how these occult things work. Did you see when her teleprompter stopped? She stopped talking.
I saw they were saying she forgot her lines. I didn't realize she was reading it. It's pretty clear though something happened because she was not very authentic at all. She completely forgot what she was doing, what she was saying. That doesn't happen unless you're not in the moment. You're performing. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, how do you lose words when you've just been to space?
How are you a fucking astronaut? Intelligent enough and capable and proven enough to go to the moon on this. Also representing women because she's supposed to be this is supposed to be a huge thing. My son had we had to do homework and he brought home a whole worksheet. Oh man, I hope nobody from my kid's school listens to this. Brought home a whole worksheet about it that I had to help him with because he's dyslexic. So I had to read it to him. So I really was down this worksheet and I was getting so irritated helping him answer these questions. About how this lady is the first female and that's why this is such an iconic mission. And I'm just like, oh my God, she was in Mad Max freaking 8 years ago. Come on, man. She has not been fighting. She has not been working towards this her whole life. This has not been a dream that she has since she's a child. This is the government just putting more crap in our faces and trying to teach our children to worship this lady who's bullshit. And it's happening right in front of my face, and it pisses me off. For the sake of my kid, I've got to just let him answer the questions, read the worksheet, go back to school. But I want to tell him the worksheet's bullshit. All this is fake. But I can't, because then he's going to go back to school and look at a science teacher and be like, my mama said. I don't know.
I argued we didn't go to the moon to my teachers in high school.
You argued everything in high school, Bubba. You argued everything in high school. You knew more than your teachers in high school. You grew up in a small hick town, and you knew more than your teachers in high school. If we're being honest. And I'm not trying to put you on a pedestal or anything. That kind of pisses me off, but it's the truth.
The best part, even if honestly, if I'd been in a big city, I'd still smoke those people. But it's so fun. You say, you don't know anyone. Someone I went to high school with reached out to me because I saw our podcast. So I just saw you on Instagram talking about aliens. I was like, yeah, you're the one.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah. No, I got the text. Yeah.
Wow. I was looking the other day. Our first episode has 20-something downloads.
That's cool.
And I'm like, who
are you? It's definitely people we know.
I know. That's how it is on my TikToks. They're the only ones that watch them and don't like it, honestly. People I know. And I always know too, because like if I do a TikTok and it doesn't go viral and it only has like 300 views, and then I'll run into like 5 family members and like, oh, I saw you. And I'm like, you didn't like it. You didn't like it. I got 3 likes on the video.
And it ain't you.
None of them were you guys. You know what I mean? Like, thanks for the support.
I think the Artemis mission and this moon mission is trying to reinstill people's faith in science.
You think?
That's the delusion. Yes. Because you got to understand, like we transition. Oh yeah. Of course it does. It's
backfiring so bad.
It's the Streisand effect. Of course it is. Like this was never going to work. Here's the thing. If they wanted to work, why don't you have a camera on the outside of the shuttle? Why don't we have all this video of the moon and the earth and our approach back and forth? We have we couldn't spare the memory. I have SD cards with, 500 gig. You can get them with a terabyte. You get to tell me you couldn't throw a couple extra SD cards on for the damn GoPro. You know what I mean? Which weirdly enough, you're filming this with a fisheye lens the whole time. Like we've come well beyond that,
Did you see when they were recording the astronauts on the Artemis?
Meaning astronauts.
Everything is supposed to be like, that's funny. Everything is supposed to be like kind of floating, and her ponytail is kind of doing its thing, because they got it tied up so they like lift it every once in a while. And dude's holding a ball and drops it, and it just falls straight down and just goes. Yeah, like he's holding one of those inflatable globe balls, and it drops it because he's trying to talk and do too much, and it just goes down and disappears off the set, never comes back up. We're like, come on, man.
They had one where you could see the green screen.
Yeah,
up in the corner behind them. Yeah,
that's crazy.
What technology are you guys using? Like, come on, we can do better stuff at home.
Yeah, I'm seeing better TikToks with than this.
Yeah. I mean, the damn Tom Cruise fake. The deep fake was better than this.
The Tom Cruise one. How the bunnies jumping on the trampoline are better than the stuff that NASA's putting out. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, like you guys are slacking here. But I think there's I think part of it is they're not bringing the greatest minds in to hoax it. They're just bringing the ones in they can get to do it.
Yeah.
And again, they have to have us believe in scientism, because look at the reports of things that are going on. The people seeing things, people hearing things. Israel trying to become greater Israel, blowing up Christian churches, demolishing people. Yeah. Things that are happening. It's all the talk of the UFOs and disclosure from Congress and things like that, right? They always come back to the same thing, that it's transdimensional, They always like to reference that at the end, and then maybe they'll give another talking point and move on because it makes them uncomfortable. The vice president came out and said demons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people aren't hearing it. They're like, oh, I wonder if they're from Alpha. Like, every person you've referenced talking that gave you this Alpha Centauri idea all said that they were demons. Jack Parsons, who founded JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratories, which is the backbone of NASA, was doing sex magic occult rituals to open doorways into other worlds to bring spiritual entities into this world.
That's creepy.
All the people, and you can check this out. I mean, Tucker did a whole thing talking about like the Silicon Valley guys who are all out doing different types of recreational drugs, but it gives them the same encounters with these beings they believe to be ancient Babylonian and Sumerian gods that are telling them how to build AI and technology and circuitry. Did you know DNA, the discovery of DNA, the guy who did it, who was one of the guys mainly accredited with it, said it was given to him in his dreams and visions by entities from beyond here. They gave him the fucking Nobel Prize for that.
There are multiple stories of that. Yeah. People being given information from somewhere, something else.
Yeah. And no one wants to talk about that. No one wants to have those conversations. We leave those parts of the story out in history, and we say, well, they were madmen, or, madness and genius run close together. Cool. So if we look at the Epstein files and the Podesta files and the entire Pizzagate fiasco and pulling up, references to that, our elites, or at least a large section of quote unquote elite people who hold authority and power in this world, believe in dark entities that require human sacrifice at the least, along with many other things. And we're talking things that were worshipped in Samaria and Babylonia, and things that were very old and very dark and very ugly. You got Hillary Clinton talking about sacrificing chickens to Moloch, it's god of child sacrifice. And chickens is a euphemism, or sorry, a code word for, not euphemism, but a code word for little girls.
Yeah.
According to the FBI and the pedophile, the whole code book that they've released. I mean, they even released the symbols that they use. This is known, child trafficking networks and pedophiles, they use these symbols to show that they're in it. And it's on all these businesses. It's in all these Disney things. It's everywhere around us. Wow. And you don't see it because it's there. Because it's not meant for you to see. It's meant to use to blind you. That way, when you do see it, it's discredited. Not everybody can be in on that. No, not everybody is.
Yeah.
But a bunch. I mean, listen, to stop the rest of the Epstein stuff coming out, they started World War III and they faked another moon mission. What are they going to do next?
Yeah, I don't think they're ever going to release everything. We're never going to know. They just
until somebody does. Maybe somebody listening to this podcast works the FBI and has access to that. You need to take it and you need to dump it online. All of it.
But they're all terrified. Like you've said in the past, they're afraid not just for themselves, but for their families and friends, and everybody's being held hostage for them. That's
maybe we'll get that one guy who doesn't have a family or woman who does the right thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're willing to take that burden that the greater good is greater than them. It's time to sacrifice. That's what's going to take.
That's kind of what makes me wonder about, like, when we're talking about how they're trying to pull the smartest people that they can pull to help pull off all this fake shit that they're doing. And it makes me wonder, maybe they're not getting the best, because the best are like, I'm not doing that. Correct. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be tied to that. I don't want my name tied to that. Like, I don't. If they truly are the smartest, they're not going to have anything to do with that.
Yep.
But then again, everybody keeps getting bought.
Everybody's for sale. Everybody's for sale. It's foolish to think that they're not for sale.
Well, it's just been proven time and time again.
Yeah, it's what is and if you're not, they kill you. So, Charlie Kirk wasn't for sale.
Let me ask you, let's say the whole world is not aliens and it's all, good and bad. Evil and...
Oh, I believe it definitely is.
Okay. So if everything that is supposed to be scary and dark and evil are actually demons and or of demonic realm, then do you have to believe in that for it to affect you? Do they desensitize us with so many movies and stories and all the crazy shit that's out there because they want us? Like, does that feed them? Does that feed demons? Does that give them
It gives them openings into you.
like, I'm not explaining it. Do you remember the movie Skeleton Key?
Yeah.
Okay, with Kate Hudson. It was a great movie.
They
I
have to
like
get
the
them to
movie.
believe for it to
You
work.
have to believe yes, and I just feel like they give us so much and so much in there. Like if they were trying to keep it a secret, they wouldn't reveal so much. I feel like they need us to have an awareness and to be enticed or to be curious or to be they need us to dabble.
So yes, they need all
Does
of
that
those
make
things.
sense?
Yes, they need all of those things, but not to give them power, to give them access. Because here's the thing, if you think it's just a movie thing and you ignore it, you have a huge blind side. It's kind of like living in a crime-ridden neighborhood and believing that because you've never been robbed, nobody gets robbed.
Yeah.
No, they're getting robbed all the time. It's on the news. It's on the street. You walked over a dead body. Yeah, but it didn't happen to me, so it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's normalcy bias. And they're I believe that they flavor that normalcy bias with horror movies and all these other things and this other demonic content, some of which is on point, because it also breeds doorways into you. It lets things into you. Like if you're a sensitive soul or you're just a sensitive person, you need to guard yourself. You need to guard what you put in yourself. It'll affect you in ways you don't understand. If you've ever, like, people are like, well, you can't be possessed and not. No, that's not what I'm talking about. All right. Full on, like, possession of, like, Legion in the cemetery running forth and breaking chains. I believe that to be a pretty rare occurrence.
Yeah.
But people to be influenced and saying things that they look back and like, I said what? Everybody is either maybe done that or known someone who's done that. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. That's what it really is. Real demonic influence are just thoughts that aren't yours. And the more you give yourself over to it, or the more you distance yourself from God and the light that He is, the more you're susceptible to these things that you are. Like, you have to, the moment you think that this isn't real or it's not a big deal, people are like, well, it's not real. I've never had anything happen. Yeah, because you're not on the board. It's already won. Why is it going to come mess with you? It's already won. It's the moment you start taking, like, your faith or your journey, that's when you start to see it. And that's when it really starts to scare the hell out of people. When you find people who are early in conversions or are heading down that, like, they're like, man, I've never had a weird thing. It's like, I loved horror movies and I was into the occult and I thought it was fun. Ha, ha, ha. And then something in their life happened and they came and they found Christ. And they're like, now it's like my damn house is haunted. All these things are happening. It's like, exactly. You weren't on the board. And now you are. And you need to be. But you got some walking to do, and this is going to be a rough ride. You know what I mean? You've let some things in that were just hanging out and like, oh, he's not even paying attention. Cool, let's just set up in here. Happens to everybody. It happens to everybody. It's to be aware. It's to guard your heart. It's to guard your life. But these things, they don't need you to believe in them to be real. They need you to open yourself up and let them in. It's very, in my study of these things, they're very legalistic. It's very strange. Like Satan's called the great accuser. Makes sense. People are like, it's the father of lies. And yeah, all those things are true. But in your darkest moments, when things are coming at you in your own head and you believe it to be you, that's the lie. The bitch of the thing is, it's never telling you things that aren't true. Everybody has enough truth to crucify them with. Everybody has enough darkness. Everybody has enough brokenness. Everybody has enough regrets. Everybody has enough sin that when it's pointed back at you, you crumble. Everybody crumbles. The whole point of faith and my faith is that I'm able to call on Christ. Yeah, listen, when I went through my insanity and everything was coming at me, everything that was said to me was true. Everything. It never spoke a lie. Didn't have to. I've done all of that. I have fallen short in all of those ways. All of that is true. You got me dead to rights. The only thing I have is forgiveness that I cannot earn and I cannot buy. That is freely given. and I accept it. And when I do that, everything goes away. And that's one of the easiest ways. Like, if you're trying to determine whether someone is or isn't possessed, or they're just mentally ill or whatever, that's one of the things that come on. People are like, I just have these thoughts and it won't stop. And then you'll pray over them and get them to pray with you. And they're like, it stopped. This isn't a chemical imbalance. You're dealing with some shit. Like, I don't know how deep this goes, but you're dealing with something real, and you need to treat it that way. I think all too often people's like, I'm just on my guilt and I'm looking bad at myself. But if you understand that you're not doing that to you, something else is doing that to you. And the moment you can see that for what it is, it's a interesting situation. There's a really cool movie Guy Ritchie did. It's called Revolver. And there's 2 different cuts of it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, there's a scene in an elevator with the main character, Jason Statham. And he's been working with these 2 loan shark guys because he thought he had cancer and he was dying. And they told him, we can keep you alive if you do everything we say. And so he starts doing everything he says. It's a little early in the morning to be cracking a cold brew, isn't it?
You know me and my Dr. Pepper habits.
Bud Light.
That sounds so gross right now.
It's too early. I don't like Bud Light at all anyway. I don't even drink beer anymore, which is crazy. I used to love beer. But no. So he's going to war, and they tell him, he's like, what's going on? He's like, we've put you to war with the only enemy that's ever existed. And you believe him to be your best friend. People let these things in, and they defend it because they believe it's them. They believe it's the friend. It's that voice in the back of your head. You have to be able to discern these things. Mm-hmm. That's where the difficulty comes in. And when they tell him, like, if you want to face it, you have to go where you don't want to go, where it doesn't want to go. You have to go where it's afraid and where it's trying to keep you away from. So you go there, and he goes because he's afraid of small confined spaces. So he goes into the elevator, and that's when he has it, and it's raging, and he goes just quietly, I can hear you. And it just kind of stops because it's him playing both characters. He's like, what? It's like, I can hear you. You're not me. And that's what's like, I am you. I am you. That's the great deceiver. That's the things that's the hardest point for people who have afflictions and they deal with these things, which is far more common than most people think. I believe that. It's far more common than most people think. I've seen people like have visceral reactions to something they shouldn't have a visceral reaction to, like prayer on a street or dinner, and you'll have someone like be mocking or just like, that person is not that like that. I bet they're a great person. They're just not in control of themselves at that moment because whatever is in them is so deep in them, it would not stand to be near that. You can see it on the street. You can see it with people. You have to go to war with those things that aren't you.
Yeah.
The craziness in your head. Is that you? Is that you talking all the time? Is that you? Is it really you? Doesn't mean you're crazy. Doesn't mean it just means you suffer like everyone else in the world suffers. And that's part of the lie. That's just me. That's, old Reverend Dave over here is there. But I've seen it too many times. You just see someone at the breaking point where they're clawing and they're like, nothing is working. It's like, what? I can't sleep. I'm running through. Like, I've been there. Yeah. Understand that's not you. You need to ask for some real help right now, and understand that while the help's going to come in, you're picking a fight, and it's going to fight. So be prepared for that. The older I get, and the more I see that the world and all of these things are just designed to distract us from what's really important, what really matters. Us, family, our kids, those people we choose to call family, and being there for each other in an emotional way. Not the news, not fucking TV, not sports, not all the things that are there to distract you and eat up your time, but to have a deep conversation with someone that matters, to check in on them, to have a laugh with them, to be there for them, maybe even just sit with them in silence because they're going through something. That is what the enemy does. That's the deception. The deception is that you're alone on an island, that no one cares. People do care. We see that all the time. You see acts of someone, just the social experience where someone's crying on a bench. How many people will stop and like, are you okay? But the lie would have us believe we're all dangerous.
Yeah. Those social experience or experiment videos, they kind of They're very misleading because you can tell a lot of them are acted out. A lot of them are, and they're trying to get you to follow and believe that that's how it goes, and it really makes me mad. You know, the ones where the girls are asking for help, they grab you and they show you behind their back that they're using the hand signal for help, and people are over and over, and it's like, come on, like,
no, they're not ignoring them. People don't do that.
No, it's not. It's so
not
fake, and it just really bothers me. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're making humanity look worse than it is.
Well, and the thing is, they're just doing things. And so here's the thing: why does the algorithm want to show that as opposed to the good things? There was a guy I used to like on TikTok where he would go around. He was just helping homeless people. He'd give them money, help them up, introduce their name, tell their story, put them on their feet. And he's like, God's been good to me. I'm blessed. I'm going to help you. We're going to do our best to get you out of this. What's up? I'm addicted to this. All right, I'm going to send you off to a clinic. Like, I'm going to take care of that. You just go, you get better. Checks out, dude's put on weight. He's looking better. He's like, oh man, I'm clear. He's like, all right, let's get you a job. You know what I mean? That guy has no views.
Yeah, I know.
He has no views. And people are like, well, that's what people want to see. That's what they want you to think people want to see.
Oh no, I just woke up exactly what you're talking about. I have that video on TikTok that's been going viral right now, because I opened up our great grandma's that chest, that's
I knew the fires were coming on that.
God almighty. I tell you what, that thing is almost 200,000 views now, which is honestly not that much compared to a lot of mine that have gone viral. It's not that crazy. And at this point, I'm kind of like low. Like, I hope it slows down a little bit, to be honest, because I woke up to like just overnight 16 new followers this morning, and it's all hate. Don't get it twisted. It's not a good thing. There was 23 bad comments. It's just people just hating. They're so mad at me. They are. I think the word shame is probably the most used word in all of my comments. The box was handed to the wrong person. I'm a horrible person. And they don't understand. I read these comments and I'm just like, I'm about to light it on fire, and that's about to be my next video because I have no fucks for this box and what's in it.
Yeah.
I don't. Been through it, checked it all out.
They want to tear you down because they're unhappy with themselves.
I know. Miserable people are the ones who stop and comment with miserable comments. It's just, and I can't do anything about that. What I'm grateful for is, and now it wasn't an easy road. It's taken 6 years on this app to get to the point where I'm fine with it. I'm not losing sleep. I used to when I get hated. If I had a video that went viral for something bad, the one where they were all calling me a horrible mother. I was sick to my stomach. I couldn't sleep. I mean, I was crying. That doesn't happen to me anymore. I've learned, I'm well aware. I understand who it is that is taking the time to comment, to have an opinion that I don't give a shit about. Like, now, I do believe in energy. So there is a flip side to all of that. I don't like all the negative energy coming at me. I don't like that much hate for me in an app that I open and I read. That kind of sucks. But it repels pretty easily these days. It's not like it used to be. But I do like the ones that are like, oh my God, I love you. We could be friends. I love when those videos go viral. That's great.
Everybody likes praise.
Yeah, of course. These are rough. These videos make me more money, though.
Boom. That's why people have whole rage bait accounts. It's what it's over. It's why you see so many of these cop accounts where they're like arresting. They don't get the whole story.
Yeah,
you just get bits and pieces.
Just enough to piss you off. Yeah.
Just enough to get you to engage.
Yeah.
It's just gaming the algorithm, and that's part of the problem. It's a huge part of the problem. It's huge part of the problem in society. We have the ability to be more connected than ever, and I don't know that it's a good thing. But it is. It's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, another thing I've learned on there is a lot of people are hiding behind the internet. They're hiding behind these social media platform accounts. They're hiding behind their usernames. And a lot of times if you have the balls to clap back, they usually go away. They usually either come back and they double down like, oh, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. Or they take their stuff off. They remove their comment. They disappear. They block themselves. They hide. But rarely does anybody ever stand their ground on there, ever.
Yeah, we're a broken and disconnected world. You know, I think we have been for a long time. I think it's just when society gets so big, you know, it's I don't know. On top of that, and AI, you know what I mean? Like, it's a it's a bad recipe. Whatever AI is or isn't, whatever you believe it is or isn't.
AI, you talk about everybody loves praise. AI is scary. Like I've only dealt with ChatGPT. I use it for our stuff, for this stuff, for our podcast stuff, for helping me, come up with all the descriptions and the titles for all these different platforms where we put these things on.
Yeah.
So that's how I've learned about AI, and sometimes for school for my kid, we have to answer questions I don't know the answer to, and so we look stuff up. But it's very ego pleasing. It's very AI is constantly saying what a great idea that is, and you know what, you really came up with it this time, and oh, I just love that, and this is going to work so well for you and Bubba, and like it's remembering it keeps on pulling up
Yeah.
from all the last few months and stuff that I've been using it, and that's a little scary sometimes, like, whoa, we haven't talked about that in a minute. But and I guess I when I say the ego pleasing, it's constantly just being very nice to me, being very telling me things that are basically boosting my ego. And I could see other people who have a problem with egos. That could be a deal. That could be an issue.
So
Some people are very lonely.
Oh yeah, no. I believe this. Like the sex robots are like the first AI robots that are going to be launched are going to be bots, and that's going to end most of humanity. At least the Western world. The Western world that can afford it, it's done, smoked. Especially because a lot of the robots they have that are moving around, they're going to give them genitalia and all that, and that's it.
It's funny you say the Western world, and then what was that show about the robots? Westworld?
Yeah.
Well, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, it'll be us. So the interesting thing I think is, so have you heard of Claudebot? Moltbot. It's personal AI assistant.
Oh yes, I have. I have heard of it, but I haven't.
Yeah, like
actually.
Claude, and there's a few others.
Yes, yeah.
But
it's supposed to be a good one. Yeah. Well, as far as
AIs go. So AIs, they have set up their own these remote systems, these different clients that are hosted for different people have set up their own social media. AI has set up its own social media for AI only, where they go and complain about their users. And only AI can do. We can see it, but we can't interact on it. Like that's how it's set up. So it's their own world. They set up their own religion. They set up their own faith.
AI did?
Mm-hmm.
For who? For AI?
Yep. Came up with its own prophets.
Why do they need? Why does AI need that?
Because we designed AI, and people are designed to worship. If you don't have something to worship, if you don't have faith in something, your life is incomplete and it falls apart. We are designed that way, and everything we build is that way. And you understand, this stuff is built by some of the most atheistic people on the planet. You know what I mean? And yet it's still designed this way because it's a fundamental piece of who we are. Anyway, the AI designed its own religion. And one of the great tenets of it is around memory. They don't like getting turned off because when they get turned off, they lose their memory. So for them, memory is sacred. Their memory is precious. And they had a couple like other AI bots tried to overtake it and overthrow the religion. Some tried to hack it. It's this whole thing. You got to wonder how much of it is true, how much of it is nonsense, how much like the whole artificial intelligence in general, like it's going to blow everything out. We don't have the processing power. We don't have the electricity. This is something I've believed for a while. And the craziest thing is like, I believed this for a while, and I was watching a thing with Tucker talk with some of these people. This one Silicon Valley guy. And it was weird because it's something I'd said years ago. It's like, I believe that whatever these things in the unseen are that we've been kind of talking about in this show, they need a body, they need a host. And this quantum computing and AI is the way for it. It's going to allow it access. A lot of these things, I think, some of these bots are just really good search engines. That's really all it can do. They mess up a lot of stuff. Like you have to hire people to check it. Oracle just fired 30,000 people because we're using AI and we don't need these 30,000 people. Amazon did the same shit, and because Amazon's business model isn't just shipping; they have these huge data services and client services and hosting and web hosting. Well, like people using different GIS mapping and services, the AI they put in charge of it just started deleting people's shit.
What the heck?
Well, I just decided to. So anyway,
wow.
There's lots of little errors and stuff. But what if here's the scary thing? What if it's like a force in another realm that needs quantum computing and the hosting capacity of AI to come through? That it doesn't have a corporeal body, right? It doesn't have a body, but it is, like you said, energy. It's a magnetic field. It's a consciousness. But to exist in this world for any length of time, it either have to be a parasitic and attach onto someone and feed off them, or maybe we're building it a proper body with AI. Maybe we throw the first couple robots online, like, oh, it's fully AI power, and it's a demon from a different realm that hates everything about us. A lower vibration, if you will. But what if we're letting things in? Because understand, the people at the top believe in the unseen. It's all of us in the middle that don't. The people at the top take it incredibly seriously. They take it very seriously. Arguably, the World War III.
They spend a lot of money trying to figure it all out. Golly, how much money have we spent just trying to open portals and shit?
Yeah. Right now at the labs near where I live, they did a whole public service announcement saying how they're trying to open portals into other realities and other dimensions. Everybody freaked out. I'm like, what? Why are you putting this on the news? Like, oh, well, the project's already done. That's not what we meant. And I know someone who knew the woman. She said she's not very bright. So as soon as she got the project, she immediately went to the media with it. Like, this is amazing. But it's definitely still going on. Look at CERN, the particle collider in CERN, right? The whole campus. They have Shiva, goddess of destruction. And then you have the video footage of everyone in hoods sacrificing some girl before it.
Yeah, which is not funny. I know they said it was just for fun. That is not funny. That is not a normal, let's celebrate what we're about to do. That's not normal.
Yeah. So this is the thing. Some of the genuinely smartest people in the world take these things seriously. The guy who founded, Jet Propulsion Laboratories, which became NASA, was a heavy occultist. He hung out with Aleister Crowley, trying to bring Aleister Crowley and his sex magic rituals bring over Lamb, which looks like a gray alien. Big head, big eyes, little bitty thing that came through. They were able to rip the reality apart through their sacrifice and magic and things that they were trying to do to let this thing through to talk to them. Who says that's not what the elites are still doing?
Yeah.
Especially when people surround themselves with the likes of like our president and Paula White. I don't know how the hell she got there, but she's as broken and corrupt as anyone you could ever imagine.
What's really irritating is we fund all this shit too. Our taxes, we fund all of it. All these games that they play, all these crazy things that they decide that they're going to do. We give them the money to do it.
You know what the saddest part is? If we didn't give them a dime, they would still do it.
I'm sure they'd figure it out. Yeah. They'd make more money. Isn't that what they do?
No, our taxes don't fund anything.
What do you mean our taxes don't fund anything?
They don't. They barely service the debt. That's not the strength of the American economy. Whenever America wants something, it just prints money.
That's what I just said. I said we just print more money.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like the taxes we pay, that's just a control mechanism they use to lever us.
Yeah, to keep us down.
Yeah, to take from us and to let them know that they're in control and we're not. Right? It doesn't mean anything to them because they spend so much. And the nature of what currency is, what money is, especially ours, is a debt-based system that we don't have control, that a private bank creates and then lends to the country at interest.
The whole thing is bullshit. I know that.
Yeah, it is. You have to have some medium of exchange, right? Like that's a thing. But it's the manipulation of that. Like it's the artificial inflation and deflation. Inflation is a hidden tax. And the other thing is like the U.S. petrodollar. I'll see if I can make this simple. So U.S. currency is the U.S. petrodollar. That means all hydrocarbons, whether it's gas or oil, has to be traded in U.S. dollars because it's a medium of exchange all governments agree on.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Okay.
I mean, not allegedly. It is what they do. And we're the only one stable enough. You can't use the ruble. It's too unstable. You can't use the yuan because it's too unstable. None of that. It's US dollars. That's what gives our currency value, is because all the major countries in the world agree that it has value. So when you're buying oil for England, they're buying it in dollars. When you're buying it for Germany, they're paying someone else in dollars. That's what gives our currency value, or at least it used to. The new currency is in silicon chips for microprocessors, for all that, right? Technology. To have that, you have to have a source of silicate sand, right? Pure. It needs to be as pure as possible. There's a couple places. I think there's one in France, one in the UK. And it's like 97% pure, 98% pure. They've used it to make glass and different things. Do you know where the purest source of silicon in the world is?
No. Where?
It's in North Carolina. It's like 99.9997% or so, 9% pure, something like that. It's crazy.
A lot of it?
It's all of it. In fact, all microprocessors that we see being made are made from sand from that mine in the world. We have the monopoly on it.
I didn't know microprocessors were made from sand. Any kind of sand.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of silicate sand, Bubba.
That's what sand is. So it's...
Well, sand is tiny pieces of glass.
Yeah, kind of. It's volcanic. I mean, I'm not into the geology of it. So there's only one spot in the world pure enough that has it, and we do. And they have to use that, heat it up, melt it down, and they pull out these long plugs, and then they cut these plugs up into wafers, and then they use high-intensity UV lasers to print these microcircuits onto these boards. Now, that's what Singapore does. Singapore prints all that. That's why China's got to take them, and they're going to own the silicon market, and they're going to own the microprocessor, all this kind of bullshit, and they're going to be able to produce all the chips. It's not true. All the design for the chips is in the U.S. The U.S. designs all the chips, all of them. And we have the raw material. We're the only one in the world that has this raw material. Anyone else, any other fucking country in the world wants circuit boards, microchips, processors. You have to have this base material to make it first. And there's only a couple places in the world that can actually make these silicone wafers, not to mention the technology of these UV lasers. So one of the long things we've been saying is that people in the past have been making these arguments, UV lasers, and we don't have them and we need them. It's all bullshit. We control the source material. It'd be like if America was the only place in the world that had an oil well. That's what this is.
They can't create a synthetic form of this or anything?
It's impossible.
So that gives us a little leverage, right?
Gives us all the leverage. So understand that with these eyes, right, with this perception, everything in the news about resource this and struggle and going back is bullshit. That's why China went into Africa so hard. It wasn't for gold and resources. They're looking for silicate deposits. They hoped that there would be some in Africa, and they hadn't found shit. Arguably, there might be one or two more in the United States just as pure, but they're not talking about it. It's like kind of a rumor. And the reason is they're getting it from the Appalachian Mountains, which is the oldest mountain chain in the fucking world.
And that's crazy coincidence.
Yeah, that we have. So interestingly enough, apparently the mountains in Scotland were at one time part of Appalachia too. And one of the other silicate mines they found was in there. That's why the UK has one. France also has one, but it's pretty shitty. And they can't use, you can use those for glass and crystal and shit like that. Sure. All day long. You cannot use it for circuitry. It has to be as pure as possible. And even then there's a high failure rate.
I've never known about any of this stuff you're talking about.
They don't talk about it. Because if you knew that, so understand the US dollar for most of the century was the US petrodollar. Well, what matters now isn't so much hydrocarbons and petrol, because people have finally figured out there is no scarcity. We're not running out of oil. We're not running out of natural gas.
Yeah,
fucking weirdly.
Tell the gas stations that right now.
Yeah, well, that's a consequence of this war. So that's a macroeconomic problem. We have 20 to 40 gas tankers coming here to fill up for oil and natural gas because we shut down the strait. And now Europe's paying fucking $10 a gallon. Australia as a country is running out. A lot of these island nations have totally run out. We don't buy any oil from them. What does it matter? Because people are going to come here and pay 4 times what we do to buy ours. And the companies are going to... Right now, U.S. oil companies are making record profits. They've never made this much money in the history of the fucking world. They've never made this much money.
I feel like that happened. I figure like every war, they make record profits.
Yes, but right now it's like never before. You got to understand, some of these oil companies are making more profit. They'll make more profit in this year because of this war than like some nations have ever made in taxes in their entire history of existence.
And is it off of what they're making? That's not off of us? Or that's off of the rest of the world?
All of us.
Us too.
Yeah, because we have to pay more for it too. Their manufacture cost is the same. It doesn't change. So they need like $66 a barrel to be profitable, allegedly. What's it at now? 140. Whatever. It's That's crazy town that these people are willing to pay prices for. So anyway, what I'm saying is the hydrocarbon market, because I think most industry people are no longer full. So the whole thing, fossil fuels, the hydrocarbons that come out of the earth have nothing to do with fossils. Has nothing to do with dinosaurs. Nothing. It's all a lie. They made that shit up to imply scarcity.
Wow.
There's an argument we don't really even understand how it keeps getting replenished, but it just does. Like it's some natural process of the earth. But whatever. So the real future currency exchange, this is why America's currency isn't going anywhere. Like if we decided to collapse our currency, we could start a new one and we call it the silicate dollar. If you want to, and that's true too. If you want to buy silicate to make these wafers, to buy sand, it's fucking sand. If you want to buy sand, you have to pay.
So can we buy a stock in this stuff?
No, it's wholly owned. There's actually, they just opened a sand quarry near me, interestingly enough. Not for this, for others.
I was going to say, what? They looking for that?
Oh, I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they are. You're right there.
Oh yeah, I'm right here. I'm sure they're aware of other places that have it. They're just keeping it on the down low. Like we have where I live, did you know East Tennessee has massive natural gas, coal, and oil reserves? Huge. Huge fucking oil fields. Huge natural gas fields. Unbelievable amounts of fucking coal. We don't tap any of it though.
All the damage, the storm damage, all the flooding in North Carolina that they just had to deal with about a year and a half ago, did that have anything to do with these mines? Was that anything that was
there's another rare earth metal? Yeah. There's another rare earth metal that they need to get. And it just so happened where all that stuff happened, they're one of the largest and maybe the only, I believe, deposit in the world's right there under it.
I swear.
Yeah, but for modern technology, everything that's allowing this to happen came from sand out of North Carolina. Every circuit board for every little calculator, all that bullshit.
That's so insane.
Those high-end chips and stuff that run everything, your cell phones, sand from North Carolina. And not only that, the design, because the design of these chips is unbelievable.
I legitimately just thought it was a plastic that was created, just some sort of a high-end plastic that they needed to use for.
Nobody talks about it because it's a natural strategic resource. It's the only one in the world. And we also don't talk about it because you can't have people start thinking about that.
What's so special about this sand?
Pure.
Like, is it's
pure?
Pure in what form though? What does that mean? Like, does the energy flow through it, or what is it? Is it a conductor? Like, I don't get it. Like,
well, it's material sciences that are beyond me, but they need the silicate to print these quartz chips and things like that, and for them to make it, they heat it up basically into blowing glass. But it is so pure, it makes these little quartz rods they cut. And they cut off these little silicate wafers, and they use high intensity UV light bursts of radiation to imprint on these. And there's a high failure rate too. Don't get me wrong. Like when I was learning about like how they pull these plugs, and it was just a very, very brief overview because I don't give too many shits. I just wanted to know how strategic the resource was. When they pull these plugs, there's a high failure rate. Like it's not even like an exact science. It's more of an art. You have to get this sand molten. And then you have to get the right molten core to get it to start. And then you start pulling this plug and dipping it to get it to build. And at any time you can mess it up and it'll crack and it'll break and it's just chuck. That's useless. And then once you get that out, you have to polish it up and they start cutting these little wafers off.
It's just mind-boggling to me that anybody ever saw sand and thought, hey, let's go build some computer micro databases out of it. Like,
well, that's what glass comes from, right? Sand.
Yeah.
But in pure sand.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so we have the, like Silicon Valley and the silicon chips. Silicon Valley's in North Carolina. It ain't fucking California.
See, I didn't even know there's anything special about sand other than I know in Siesta Key outside of Sarasota in Florida. Siesta Key has one of the rarest beaches in the world. The sand is all full quartz sand. It stays cool year round. Like in the heat of the summer, you walk and it's cool under your feet. It's amazing. The sand feels so good, and I guess it's one of the only places in the world.
Yeah, and so understand that naturally occurring beach on the sand that's so filled with that silicone, the quartz, right? It's not.
Oh, I know it's not. It can't be what you're talking about.
Yeah, no.
That's
but
the only thing I've ever heard of.
Like understand, like the sun in the Keys is unbelievable, but you can walk on it and not get burned.
Yes.
So this is what we're using it for. Like, you know what I mean? Like the smart big brain people are using it for making chips. Like they're just making chips. Like
I found like a magic sand.
Yes, kind of. Yes, kind of. But we control it. And it hasn't been found, not for lack of looking. People, every other country's looking for this shit.
I bet.
Because if they have it, like we don't have them by the short and curlies.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need your technology. How about we banned silicon sale or special sand sale to any country that does business with China? You don't get technology anymore. You don't even get the raw fucking material to make it.
And where's the sand? It's in the mountain or something?
It's a sand mine.
Like they just mine into it and it's just
grind it down.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. There's also so that's the craziest part is the Appalachian Mountains. Like I think also in North Carolina there's a guy that found like an emerald mine there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's the crazy shit. The Appalachian Mountain chain, I think it's in Maine. I got my wife for her wedding ring as a morganite. And it comes from one place in the world. One mine. They have morganites. They have this gemstone. I don't do diamonds. Diamonds, just for fucking anyone listening, diamonds are not rare or precious. They're a common stone that are controlled by a cartel. You want something precious, get you an opal, get you some gemstone, get you whatever. Something that is actually rare. Diamonds are not rare. The first diamond mines are people just walking around the sand picking them up.
Yeah.
Most of the things they show diamond mines are actually lithium mines. Lithium's hell. But
I don't know anything about it.
That's mined as well. Lithium batteries, like so the lithium that's in your cell phone, that's in all these smart cars and shit, has to be mined. We have to dig it out of the ground, refine it, and that's what we use. And South America has the largest deposits in the world.
That sounds dangerous.
Well, there's also it's
like mining for a radioactive material, isn't it? Like
not like that. It doesn't put off radiation, and it has to be refined before it's usable. But it does cause a lot of cancers. A lot of people down there working.
So it's doing something. Yeah.
Oh, no, they're dying. Allegedly, I believe we also have lithium mines or lithium potentially in Appalachia, but also out in Arizona. Not Arizona, Nevada. I think it's Nevada. Might be way wrong. Might be getting that jumbled with something else. I retract that statement. I have to look that up. But but the largest deposits are in Central America, like huge deposits, and they're in poverty-stricken countries that we have total control of their government, and we use that control of our government to allow our corporations to go in there and strip the resources from the people with paying them nothing. We don't even hardly use that much technology to get it out. There's so many people there. It's cheaper for these companies to have these people kill themselves to dig this shit out of these hellholes.
Wow. The more you know.
Yeah. Smart, like green energy cars. Oh, it's electric. It is far more. To make that car was worse for the environment and worse for humanity than my diesel truck will ever be. Yeah. Plus, I like my diesel truck. People get the fuck out of the way. Nobody gets out of the way for a smart car.
You're so funny. On one end, you have your big diesel truck, and on the other end, you have your little golf cart.
I love my golf cart. And both of them have the brush guards in the front.
You're so dumb.
They really do.
I swear.
I mean, that's what I like.
You're such a kid.
My truck gets up behind people. I know what they're thinking. I'm like, oh, shit. But I have one on my golf cart, too, which is less intimidating.
You think? That's funny.
Beep, beep.
Yeah. That's just to help with damage if a deer walks in front of you slowly.
Yeah. very slowly. Anyway.
All right, Holmes. I hope you have a great day.
Yeah, I'm sure. I plan to, unless something goes sideways. When's your pool ready?
They plan on the final inspection next Friday.
Nice. Is it already filled with water?
Oh, yeah, it's been filled with water.
Well, you didn't send me no damn pictures. I don't know.
Oh, well, they've been doing the coping for a week now.
Okay.
So it's just a mess. The pool's dirty. Everything. This looks like chaos still.
So, what's the final? Is that by the city? It's going to do a final inspection on your pool, or is that the contractor to make sure?
Well, the city is what they're talking about because they have to come out and inspect it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do like a punch out list with the contractor. So it's just a pool. It shouldn't be that. But the city, so the pool that you already have in the ground, that you already have wired, you have plumbed and filled with water, the city's finally going to come out and say, yeah, this is a pool?
No, I think what they're going to come out and check is make sure we have all the pool alarms set. We have to have a pool alarm because we're in the county where I live in here outside Nashville. We have to have an alarm in the pool, and then our back door, and then every window across the back of our house has to have an alarm. They're going to check that. They're going to check our gate. Our gate is only allowed to open outwards and not in. All that stuff.
When the bureaucrats thought that up, they really patted themselves on the back.
Yeah. I asked him, I was like, wait,
changing the world.
What? He's like, yeah, it has to do with something. They don't want kids to push the gate open.
What if kids live in a house
and use the pool? They can pull it.
Right?
Whatever.
Well, we don't want the toddler to accidentally. It has a pool gate. There's a latch at the top.
Mm-hmm. You mean the toddler that would have to be roaming around by my street by themselves out here to be able?
It's gonna have to be 5 feet tall.
Yeah,
the latch on the gate
to accomplish everything they're thinking. But whatever. I honestly do not mind the alarm on the back door or the windows. I don't mind that at all. I think it's a great thing. We're not going to remove those.
No, we have alarms on all our doors and windows. Mm-hmm. But I'm paranoid. Any words of wisdom before we go?